Ever feel like you're stuck in a rut? You're spinning your wheels, but you're not actually going anywhere? Well, you are definitely not alone. So let's get right into it. We're going to break down the core principles that can help you finally snap out of that cycle and take back control of your life.
Does this sound familiar? I mean, come on, we've all been there. It's that painful cycle, right? You get this huge burst of motivation, you go all in, and then crash. You're right back where you started. One day you're the super productive person, and the next, well, you're not. It's just exhausting, and honestly, it makes you feel like a failure.
So, what is going on here? Why do our best intentions just seem to, I don't know, evaporate into thin air? Well, here's the thing. It's not because you're lazy or weak. The answer is actually hardwired right into our brains. Okay, so think of it this way. Your brain has this inner caveman. And for thousands and thousands of years, its main job has been super simple. Seek comfort and avoid discomfort. It's a survival mechanism, and it's fantastic for avoiding actual danger. But it's not so great for getting things done in the modern world.
This slide just says it all, doesn't it? On a deep biological level, your brain treats the discomforts of a hard task, like that monster essay, with the same primal fear it would for a literal saber-toothed tiger. It's screaming, "Danger, run!" So what do? You run. You run to the modern version of a safe cave, which is, Netflix or video games.
And this is where modern life completely hijacks our ancient wiring. Social media, video games, junk food, they're all designed to give us these massive, instant hits of dopamine. But here's the catch. What goes up must come down. That crash leaves your dopamine baseline lower than it was before, creating this awful, vicious cycle where you need another hit just to feel normal again.
So what does all that lead to? Well, it leads to this. Feeling trapped. Rotting in bed, mindlessly doom-scrolling for hours. Sound familiar? You can't focus, you always choose the easy pleasure over the meaningful work, and you just feel stuck. It's a biological trap. But here's the good news. You can absolutely get out of it. So, how do we start building our way out? We have to start at the absolute ground floor. We need a non-negotiable foundation. Now, these next steps might sound simple, maybe even a little cliché, but trust me, overlooking them is like trying to build a skyscraper on sand. It's just not going to work. Just like in anime or basketball, life has its own big three, and they are sleep, diet, and exercise. The message from all the research on this is crystal clear. These are the absolute, non-negotiable stepping stones. You simply cannot get your life together if you don't address these first. And look, we're not talking about anything crazy here. We're talking about basic human needs. As you can see in the breakdown, getting enough sleep lets your body and brain actually repair themselves. Eating real food gives your body the right kind of fuel. And just moving your body every day sharpens your mind. If you neglect any of these, you're basically running on an empty tank with a busted engine.
Okay, so once you've built that physical foundation, it's time to install the software that's going to run everything else. And that software, that operating system, is discipline.
This is so important. We have to reframe how we think about this. Stop thinking of discipline as some magical trait you're either born with or you're not. Think of it like a skill in a video game. It's something you have to train and level up. And here's the key. Everybody starts at level 1. So, how do you level up? Well, it's simple, but it's not easy. Every single time you feel that resistance, that little voice in your head that says, "Ugh, I don't want to do this," and you do it anyway, boom, you gain experience points. You get just a little bit stronger.
So, where's the training ground for this? It's literally all around you. Making your bed, doing the dishes, taking out the trash, these aren't just chores. They're opportunities to train. They are your low-level goblins. By consistently slaying these small, annoying tasks, you build up the strength you need to take on the bigger bosses later on.
Okay, so you're building your foundation. You're leveling up your discipline skill. But for what? You need a destination, right? You need a direction to point all of this newfound strength. Check this out. This is such a simple but incredibly powerful trick. Just the act of physically writing down 1, 2, 3 clear goals makes you massively more likely to actually achieve them. Why? Because it literally programs your brain's filtering system to start noticing opportunities you would have otherwise missed. So write them down,
Stick them somewhere you'll see them and look at them every single day.
All right, now let's talk about the words you're using with yourself, because they matter big time. Framing your goal as something you want to do keeps it at a distance. It's just a wish. It's not a statement of who you are.
And here it is. This is the whole game, right here. Your actions follow your identity. If you see yourself as a procrastinator, guess what? You're going to procrastinate. To change what you do, you have to first change who you believe you are. So start telling yourself, I am a focused, disciplined person. And then simply act in a way that proves it's true. So we have the foundation, we have the discipline, and we have the new identity. But how do you get over that initial hump? How do you actually turn the key and start the engine when you feel completely overwhelmed? Okay, this is one of the biggest myths we need to just completely bust. We sit around waiting for motivation to strike us like lightning before we start working, but it almost never works that way. We have it completely backward. Action is the spark that creates the fire of motivation. Action creates momentum. And this is your secret weapon against procrastination. The hardest part of any task is just getting started, so make the start ridiculously easy. Tell yourself, I'm just going to do this for 5 minutes. That's it. You're basically tricking that inner caveman into thinking it's no big deal. But once you start, that little snowball starts to roll. And more often than not, you'll find you actually want to keep going. And you see how this all connects back, right? Every small, disciplined action, making your bed, working for just 5 minutes, choosing the healthier food, it all builds trust in yourself. It proves to you over and over that you are the kind of person who does what they say they're going to do. And that self-trust, that is the fuel you need to tackle your biggest goals. So at the end of the day, the choice is yours. All the tools are right here. And the only question left is the one on the screen. When you look back a year from now, will you be proud of the person you became? Or will you still be in the exact same place, wishing you had started today?